Right.
.34 skin tank 1. Gut sounds A.
Nice. Come on, let's have a little look.
One of these was it, does
Yes, she'll knock you now with her tongue.
it? Go.
Come on, Doozy.
Right. And we have a short up, please.
Right, we'll go try that.
Okay, so skin was A, mucous membranes A, capillary fill is 1, gut sounds is A for gate, and P for pass.
Mileage are you doing?
I said 19. Just a pleasure.
Good, 122, 122. Right? You look my friend.
It is essential that the barrier is clean.
I liked her shoes yesterday.
I thought they were crap myself, but
These Grahams?
No, Andy Ireland. Down West Coast training with the Vettings.
He's quite a young chap,
He's like 26 or something.
I reckon he was at college with Dickie.
Dickie, yeah.
I think Dickie was down there the other week.
She's had a few problems with foot balance and stuff, so the vet's been kind of working and changing shoes and doing stuff, so she's been working with her.
Yep, that's all right.
There you go.
Sign this. Have you got a biro there, boss?
I have one that doesn't actually say Keith Headley on it. It may work.
Ah, but it's not in the video. You need your name in the video.
I've got it on my t-shirt. There we are. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
We always do it in the same order, more or less. So when they first start, first thing we do is take an initial heart rate before we do anything else. And the heart rate, which has to be 64 or below to allow us to compete. We sometimes take it over the full minute at the end of the ride. If you're grading, we have to take that over 30 seconds and multiply it to get our heart rate. The next stage we're doing is looking at what's the skin tent, which is at the front point of the elbow. You just pinch the skin like that, and you count the amount of time that takes to go back. This is just 1 second, so that's going back in a second. If a horse is getting dehydrated, this will stick out, and maybe that's why you get a count of 2 if the horse is getting dehydrated. The next thing we're looking for is basically we run our hands along, particularly the back, to see if there's no pain in the saddle area, lumbar area, like that. And then we check the muscles, the gluteals, and the muscles at the back, just to check they're nice and smooth. And I know that there's no sign of them being hard if she was tying up. The next stage, we look around all the legs. We've picked all the legs up, just check for cuts and bruises. And then we go up to her mouth. There's 2 or 3 things we're looking at here. When we lift this up, we press our thumb in there, and that tells us what we call capillary refill, which is how soon it becomes pink again. When you press in there, you're compressing blood vessels, and when you take the thumb away, it goes pink again, and that's where you count 1 or 2. You go from a score to 1 to 4. If the horse is very dehydrated, the skin tent will be longer. A normal horse should be just 1 there. We also, just when we're doing that, we're checking in to see if there's no bit lesions in the edge of the mouth there. That's another thing we look for there. The gut sounds, we normally, when we listen to gut sounds, we listen to them in the four quadrants. Quite often when you put your stethoscope onto a horse, when you're listening to the heart rate, you'll actually hear gut sounds, and that's an A gut sounds there, if you can hear them straight away. Most horses, when they've been exercising, the blood supply to the guts slows down a bit, so the gut sounds slow down and they're a bit emptier, and so you get a B gut sounds. So that's what you score them from A to D. D is absolutely no gut sounds at all. A and B is you should be starting with an A, and then you go into B gut sounds later on, and that's quite common. Once you give the horse a feed at a vet gate, the gut sounds will often come back up to an A. On the trot, we're looking for a nice. Do you want to trot up?
Yeah.
Again, and then we can talk and see what.
Ready?
Yeah, ready. We look for a nice straight trot that's going up to the end of the lane, which is normally 30 metres in SERC rides. In EGB rides it could be 40 metres, and a walk round the cone at the end, and a nice straight trot back. Now the rider should be looking at us, not looking at the ground there, because that you'll end up in the heap if you look at the ground. Another thing to notice when you're trotting the horse is you don't hold the lead rope too tight, and you want to do a nice fast trot. If you do a very slow trot, you can make any problems worse and they show up a lot more. If it's at a vet gate, we start our clock again when we've started the trot up, and then at the end of a minute we take the second heart rate. The second heart rate is an indication of the horse's fitness to go on. It should normally not go very much more from the first heart rate. In fact, it will very often drop down a point or two, and then if it goes shooting away back up, it probably means the horse is not fit to continue, and it's one of the parameters we use. And you might well be asked to represent if we think that is the case, to do that. And in SERC, they use the second heart rate at the finish as well for the scoring for your grading. So it has to be, once again, 64 or under.
Okay. That says,
That says, I think.
Brilliant.